We've already seen how gustar can be used with verbs to talk about liking or not liking to do activities. Gustar can also be used with nouns to talk about what we like or dislike, and this is in reference to people, places, or things. When using gustar to talk about nouns, the important thing to remember is that this is not a literal translation. We're not literally matching up words to say, I like something. We're saying that something pleases me. So when we look at this, keep that order in mind. Let's take a look at how to use gustar with singular objects or singular nouns or people. Remember, what is following gustar in our usual setup is the actual subject. So if it's just one thing, a singular object, then gustar will only be used in the singular third person. So let's look, first of all, at the chart that shows us, or the column in the chart that shows us what the object is. We see that these are singular objects. Here we have la piña, that's one thing. The third person singular for it, gusta. To whom is the pineapple pleasing? To me, me. So you see, we'll always have the pronoun to whom the object is pleasing. In English it would be who likes it, but in this case in Spanish, to whom is it pleasing? And for singular objects, the singular form of the verb. So in every case, because it's a singular object, we're going to use gusta. To describe the difference between to whom it is pleasing, we change the pronoun. Me, te, le, nos, les, etc. We're going to see one more thing here, and that's this optional a phrase. It's optional. The me can only be that something is pleasing to me. It can't refer to anybody else. In most cases, that's true. But for some of them, a él, a ella, a usted, or a ellos, a ellas, a ustedes, that le or les could be confusing. So sometimes if we don't know whom we're speaking about, we're going to add that a phrase to explain more clearly who that is. Now let's look at how we use gustar with plural nouns, or as it says in the chart here, plural objects. You'll see that every object in this list is in the plural form. Now, since every single one of these things that we're saying we like is the subject of the sentence and they're plural, we're going to see that the verb is the third person plural for they, them. So they please us. Apples please me, for example, in that first line. So it's going to be gustan. Again, what changes is the pronoun. To whom is the object, or are the objects, since they're plural, pleasing. And they're the same pronouns we saw before. Again, we do not have to use an a phrase. It's optional, but we can if we want to emphasize or clarify in the case of le or les. Now let's look at a couple of examples to practice. I'll give you part of the sentence, and then I would like you to tell me what verb to put in there. Be sure to pause the video to give yourself time to respond. It's a good idea to both say and write the response. So what would go in here? You're right, gusta. El español is singular. Let's look at another one. What would you put in this blank? It is also gusta because el helado is singular. Let's look at another one. What would you put in here? In this case, it's gustan because las películas is plural. Now, if you want to say that you do not like something, you simply add a no. No me gusta. No me gusta la cebolla, for example. Or for another example, no nos gustan los exámenes. So let's summarize just real quickly. We will use the same indirect object pronouns to tell to whom something is pleasing. Me, te, le, nos, or les, plus the singular form of gustar, gusta, if it's a singular noun that is pleasing to someone. We'll use those same pronouns, me, te, le, nos, les, and the plural, third person plural of gustar, gustan, if the plural noun is what is pleasing to someone.